Hello, so I'm Keely Pierce, and I am your empowerment coach. And what I'm bringing you today is something that just lights me up. Since the day I learned about this skill, it's impacted my entire life, everything, whether that's my relationships, my friendships, and obviously sales. So I spent a long time in sales and I done very, very well. Now I can assure you, when I understood this, I done a whole lot more. So, what I've got for you today is a short insight into the colourful conversations that you can have to get more sales. So, my business is I am more. And to me, those words are so important because I am more and you are enough. And the day we understand that is the day that we can take power and we can move forward. But a little about me. So, I am all about the mompreneur's journey. And for me, that's because I'm a mum to Liliana, who's 12, and Jude, who's 2. A nice gap. I'm a serial entrepreneur, numerous businesses over the last 14 years, lots of them that I'm still very relevant in now. I was corporate, top sales executive, won so many awards, holidays, shares, you name it. And on top of that, award-winning empowerment coach and mentor. For me, I just feel like now I've finally found what feels aligned for me and feels right. So here I am. And I am also a grief and loss specialist. What does that mean? That means I've run a charity we are in the 9th year this year, and that supports families who've been through the loss of a baby. And within that, I also go in and train midwives and train teachers and go in with students also to support them through their bereavement and their grief and loss. And I think in life we can go through so much bereavement. It doesn't necessarily mean that someone particularly has to stop breathing. And on top of that, I am a survivor of childhood trauma. That is what makes me who I am today. And that has empowered me to get all of the training, all the credentials, and everything to make that a thing. It's my thing. What do? I use the trauma informed practice to enable you to own your identity. I think that is a key thing. If you can own your identity, you can own everything else in life. So I am all about the life balance, success, and self mastery. But ultimately, you need to know who you are first. And just you can see from the list below, I've had a whirlwind of experience on television programs. I've got my own documentary being filmed about my life, my journey, and my business and what I do now. I've been the front cover of magazines and I've had numerous articles published across the big wide web, all about my business, all about what I do. But also for me to have a magazine in America, not just take my story, 2-page spread, but to have that hard copied and spread across America, I mean, amazing. So, yeah, very proud of my accomplishments. And it's definitely not just here in the UK. Oh, a little about us. So here's my family. So here's me doing what I like to do, wearing bright shoes and feeling nature, being at home in nature. And this is my family. So my daughter Liliana, Jude when he was a little bit smaller. We've got Charlie, and we do have an extra fur baby, which if you can hear snoring, it's because he's down here with me. So that's Rolo. He's a British Bulldog. So understanding your customer and talking their language. Now, if you can speak the language of your customers, they will make your business their home. What does that mean? It means you're getting to the nitty gritty. You are understanding them and they feel valued, they feel seen, and they feel heard, which is exactly what we all want. It's vital. So I want to get you to pick up your pen and paper because I've got some questions. I am going to give you a very quick quiz that's going to identify for you your colour. Now, there's a reason I'm not going into what they are first, because the questions can be quite self-explanatory once you understand them. So I want to roll reverse, get you in, get you identified, and we'll move forward from there. So when you can understand your predominant personality colour, now let's get this straight. We will be all of them. We are chameleons and we will be every single colour subject to different situations. For this, I want to use this just in your business. You can use it in life also, but in a business mindset. Once you can understand that, You can understand their traits, their strengths, communication styles. It just gives you a package of all sorts to get to know who you're dealing with. Okay, number one, do not overthink this. Do not let your brain go into overdrive. Do not kind of question, oh, would I pick that? Oh, that doesn't sound right. Or maybe I should choose that. Just go with what feels right in that moment with your initial instinct. So, oh, and here's my cat Bella. So you got the full family today. It's only 6 questions. It'll be really, really quick and I'll run through them fast. By all means, you can rewind this and do what you need to do. So, 4 options, A, B, C, D. I'll read through them. It might not be that they're like the perfect alignment to what you'd pick, but pick the one that's kind of mostly where you'd fall into. Question 1. You are set a project and you can choose to work alone or in a group. Would you prefer to A, work alone, possibly with a detailed plan and clear steps to get the project finished? B, I like to work with friends or a group and focus on teamwork and supporting each other. C, I tend to leave things until last minute, or I may even end up asking a friend what they did so that you can speed up the process and get things done. Or D, I prefer to team up with the professionals in their niche, or it could be that you feel mega confident to just smash it out yourself, which is okay. But for this, very quickly, are you going to pick A, B, C, or D? That's all you need to write, A, B, C, or D. Question 2. During a break at network marketing or networking event, even not network marketing, someone starts discussing the latest technology advance. How do you respond? Would you A, happily share cool facts about the latest technology because love to know all about the new developments? B, you might not be super interested, but you'll listen carefully and let them share their thoughts. C, I prefer chatting about different things, so I might steer the conversation to something else that interests me. Or D, I listen to them and share my thoughts, making sure we talk about something we both can relate to in the session. Again, might not be a perfect answer, but which one's calling you the most? Question 3. You're asked to take notes during an event for later use. What do you do? A, take detailed notes, possibly with organized sections and colorful highlights. B, I tend to doodle, but I write some bullet points whilst listening. C, I feel better taking lots of notes and will probably do some more research later also. D, I make sure to take enough notes so I can share on my platform as there are great tips and advice. Now, I think, to be fair, most of it would want to share across our platforms anyway. But would you take enough notes because your actual main aim is to share with people you know, like, and trust? Question 4. An opportunity arises to apply for a free evening masterclass that runs for 3 nights. But what is your approach? A, I think about how it might impact my home life first and discuss if it will work. B, I think it's a great opportunity to network, potential for exciting collaborations, and they are always welcome. C, I apply right away, excited to try something new and see how it goes. Really, no deep thought required. Just crack on, let's do it. D, I'm in. I know it will help me in my business. It's always good to learn more and build my own knowledge. Okay, moving on. Question 5. You receive some test results back and you find out you failed in one area. How do you react? A, I explain to friends that I have a plan ready to resit and revise more efficiently next time. Planning is key. B, I won't lie. It will cause anxiety and stress, but friends and family will be a big support for me. C, I focus on doing better for the next one. Try not to dwell on the situation. D, no problem. It's just a test. Not really worrying too much about it. Question 6. It's Monday morning and your deadline is today. But what do you do? I hate being disorganized. I usually do most things right away. I can't be dealing with the hassle and the stress. B, it's done, but I would have preferred it if I could have done it in a team situation, as it makes it more fun at least. C, I may have completed it the night before, but it's done and ready to go. Or D, it's done. What else would you expect? Are you that person? Okay. So if you've missed any of the questions, please go back. All you need is a simple A, B, C, or D for the questions 1 to 6. And once you have that, you should be able to identify if you've got more A's, more B's, more C's, more D's. Now, sometimes it might be that you've got evens across the board, but there's one that is got no ticks, no answers. And I would probably say, if that is the case, that's okay completely. But take that as the one thing that you would call your weak area, the one thing that you totally do not relate to. So, depending on how you see this, some people will have like mostly one, as in mostly one color. So, for example, mostly C's. So, you could be a blue. If that is the case, that's great. Plain sailing. Your predominant personality color would be that predominant answer that comes out most. So, in my instance, I'm a publicist traits of a blue personality, which is fine. You'll explain and understand a whole lot more in a second. If you've got any questions, because I understand this is maybe a little bit like, what is she talking about? Come and find me on Instagram. I am more coach. We can have an absolute phone call about this. No problem at all. I am more than happy to, because this is such crucial information that will really help you in your business. The main thing is to remember that we're absolutely all unique. And as I say, we will have different colors, and in different situations, we will be these different colors. And that's okay. That's cool. But if you can understand them and you can understand to talk that language, I guarantee you are going to earn more money. So here we are. We'll start with the green evaluator. So a green person thinks, they like numbers. The devil is absolutely in the detail. They're studious, they reflect, they're cautious decision makers. They ask a lot of questions and very analytic. They get to business right away, but only when they've got all of the information they need. They love detail, 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 detail. For example, if I asked an evaluator, a green personality, if they could tell me how they got to this masterclass, I would guarantee you they would give me the full map of everything that they had come across on the way, how the process went, and if it was plain sailing. Then you've got the yellow nurturer. So these yellow personalities are compassionate, selfless, caring. They really focus on other people, very emotional, and they like to say yes. Now, this is the type of person that even if they're really overwhelmed themselves and they really don't have time, they will absolutely make time for you. They will put you first. They will also be the person that will ask you about your Aunt Betty and maybe your Aunt Betty's 12 cats or whatever it may be. They will take their time and they pride themselves on knowing about you. They're very relaxed. They show they care, open body language, quite smiley, and they don't particularly interrupt. They really like to just hear everything you've got to say. You've got the red commander, fiery commander. They are firm. They like to be in control, very direct, get to the point, organized. They drive the tasks and they're quite authoritative. They speak clearly and with confidence and they keep to the objective. They like to be on track and ready to roll. They can be quite dominant, but not necessarily a negative dominant. Dominant as in they want the job done. A blue publicist, self-promoting, likes to be center of the stage. They decide very quickly. Bold, impulsive, outgoing, enthusiastic, top level detail. Now, I mean, you know, when you go and get, who knows, an IKEA table, for example, and you think, I probably should read those instructions. But a blue publicist, they won't read the instructions. They'll get to it straight away. And then they'll decide, oh, maybe I should read the instructions when things aren't quite going to plan. So easily distracted. They usually find common interests with anybody they're with. They are very much the social butterfly. So those are our 4 colors. And by now, you should have your predominant color that's been highlighted in your quiz. And you should now be able to place it in the actual colors and what they mean. And hopefully you can understand a bit more about yourself. So for me personally, conveniently, my wall is blue, my jacket is blue, and I am very much the publicist. So if somebody texts me about a social gathering that's going on, I won't really think much about it. And I'll be like, yep, cool, let's go. Holidays, yes, love it. No problem. Detail, It's definitely not my thing. You know, going into business with somebody, I make sure that I go into business with people that have different traits to me. And somebody who is a green evaluator is definitely my buddy, because for me, that is something that's definitely a weakness of mine. I am all about impulsive decisions, getting things kind of done, making it fun, everything about fun and people. Fun and people, that is me in a nutshell. So, yes, if you're going into business, it's sometimes good to understand different colors of them because they will be able to kind of fit your weaknesses also. So, green evaluator, their voice. Now, this is a person who's very detailed and analytical. They want everything before they make a decision. So if I was to go and sell to a green personality, I'd probably pick up on all the questions they've got. I'd probably send them to the resources or to the further details or links or whatever it may be, because you can really pick up on what they're getting at. They like the detail, lots of words, minor points that are turned into major points, quite slow pace because they're taking it all in. Their body language, a lot of this, really like, really, okay. Now they mightn't quite be as vocal as me there, but obviously that's the blue in me. It's more about being that observant person. If you go into a networking event, they will sit in the back of the room. They will watch everything that's going on. They will take it all on board. They are literally analysing everything and everyone going on. Now, the words they kind of speak would be precisely, let's look at the evidence. How would that be measured? What's the objective? What's the point? Who, how, where, when? They want to know everything. Sunshine yellow, so the nurturer. They're very warm in their voice, they're friendly, soft tone, gentle pace. Their written communication, they like to write. It's a lot of small talk, lots of personal niceties. Like I say, how's your Aunt Betty and her 12 cats? You know, I mean, I've got 3 cats, so I'm not quite at the 12 mark, but you can ask me about any of them. Body language, leaning in. When people lean in, they're really engaged. They want to know more. They are absolutely active listening and everything about you. They sometimes have the weight on one leg. They sometimes just got that soft gentleness about them and tilt in their head because they're engaged in what you're talking about. The words they might speak, I feel, I'd really appreciate if, can we, nice, sorry, lovely, we, us, team. It's very much about a connection together, all about the people. Fiery red. So a fiery red commander, their voice can be very assertive, very strong, considered, and their pace and tone is to the point and quite direct. They will like bullet points. They want few words. They don't want you to go around the houses. They want you to get to the point. They like structure, but they like structure because they want to know what the end destination is. Where is this taking me? Because they are not about the fuss. Their body language, strong eye contact, not afraid for the eye contact at all. Very controlled energy, still grounded. They'll give you a very firm hand gesture. They might ask words spoken like, when can I expect that? That's not going to be possible. You know, they are going to be to the point. If they don't feel that's right, they'll tell you. Think like Alan Sugar, you're fired, to the point and direct. So they might be like, let me stop you there. That's just not acceptable. Move on. They've got high standards, like very high standards. It's all about performance. It's all about what they find unacceptable. I need, I want, I expect. Now, that doesn't mean they're a bad person by any way, shape, or form. It's just how they work in business. They want things done and they want it done right. So a cool blue publicist. So usually quite loud, quick paced, upbeat. They prefer to talk. Definitely a talker. Lack structure, exaggerates, not a fan of detail. They can be very expressive, animated, big movements, lots of hand gestures, very smiley, smiley, smiley. And the words they speak would be fantastic, brilliant. Oh my God, that's awesome. Bring it on. Oh, you'll never guess what. You know, I'm sure you're picturing a friend. We all know a friend. I mean, we all know a friend. And they like it. They love it. No problem. You know, it's like, yes, let's do it. Let's do it. That kind of impulsiveness. So Now you've got an understanding of the colours. This is just a bit of fun and hopefully to kind of cement what we've gone through. So if anybody has watched the film Frozen, you would have met Olaf before. And Olaf, as we know, is very kind of fun, all about looking after Elsa and Anna. It's all about that caring nature, but he's also quite impulsive, quite crazy, quite fun, quite social, flamboyant, should we say? I'd say hand gestures, but he's got twigs as hands. So I would say he's very blue and very yellow. But then we've got Lewis Hamilton. Now, he's an F1 driver. So that red personality of being firm, I want to win. I'm coming in this to win it. Absolutely. When he is in that car, that is it. But before he gets in that car, he'd have to have a really strong green personality because actually, he needs to know how to get around that racetrack. He needs to know what's going on. He needs to know it inside out. He needs every single fine detail. Now, yes, he's going to have a team to help with that, but you're getting where I'm coming from. And Bojo. I don't really do politics, to be honest, but we all know who Bojo is. Well, I guess we should probably put some blue in there, really, because at the end of the day, Partygate, different topic. But in a PM head, in theory, he's all about the people. Very yellow personality, people person, wants to help. Not sure he'd ask about Aunt Betty and her 12 cats, but we'll go with it. However, red, he wants change and he is absolutely going to go out of his way to get it because that is his job. So hopefully you can kind of get a bit of a grasp on where I'm going with the colours and kind of cement them in. And just very, very quickly, here's a picture of some random folk because obviously we're all unique. Good old Snow White. I'd guess when she's looking after the seven dwarfs, she's probably very yellow, very nurturing, wants to look after everybody, attends to everybody's needs. You've got Hermione Granger, is that her name? The girl from Harry Potter. Now, to me, she's absolutely a green personality. This girl knows every spell, every potion, everything beyond everybody else in that entire school. Will Smith, I'd say he's probably quite a blue personality, an actor, flamboyant, very kind of out there. So I would say that was him. You're getting the gist. I'm not going to go through them, but you get the gist. People have different characteristics that come through and shine through. And if you can home in on that, it's going to better you, your relationships, and your business. So, just an idea of what kind of people would fall into the categories. Now, obviously, there are so many more jobs, so many more businesses and careers, but this gives you a bit of an outline. So you can see that the green will be quite technical, jobs with the detail, likes working with numbers and computers, enjoys figuring out how things work. These people, yellows, quite active. They like to work with or for people and animals. They enjoy the outdoors and physical activity, all about the people. Think about your social workers, your carers, your doctors, nurses, school teachers, all of those kind of jobs. Blue, very creative. They can be very artistic. Lots of like imaginative jobs, very entrepreneurial, enjoys being creative and making things. Now, like this, I make things happen. But the devil in the detail is something I really struggle with. I struggle with that techie stuff. It drives me insane. But then you got blue, not blue, just said blue. You got red. Red, very outgoing, likes to take center stage, not afraid to speak out at all. They enjoy leading and guiding others. But let's talk communication because I'm here about colours and how they work in business. But communication is so, so, so important. And it's really hard sometimes to convey that communication when you're not in person. However, with so many different forms of communication, you can still pick up on traits of the colours and the personalities. For me, body language is vital. Now, it's very hard to read and understand sometimes on Zoom like this. You're just getting me. Yes, you've seen the occasional hand waving. And yes, I've openly told you I'm a blue personality, but it's quite hard sometimes to read. But when you're in networking events, when you're face to face, when you're with people, it's so much easier to pick up on the key stuff. It's the way people communicate. The statistics are crazy. For example, Body language uses physical cues such as posture, gesture, facial expression, all to communicate non-verbally. Only 7% of our communication is verbal. Now, if you think of that in the DMs, if you think of that when you're in front of somebody, if you think about it when you're getting to know people in any situation, 38% can be tone. Now, if anyone's got children, they might understand when you go, you're giving me attitude. I get it a lot for my 12-year-old. And they're like, no, I'm not. But it's the tone that they come out with, screaming at you that they've got attitude. But 55% is actually all about body language and what you are doing. So non-verbal cues help project 10 times more confidence, build rapport, and sustain connections. Let's just say that again. Understanding and knowing about body language can project 10 times your confidence. Just going to let that settle. 10 times. 10 times confidence just by being able to read the room and read people. Amazing. So, in very blurry terms, you can see people with their hands crossed. Usually take that as a bit defensive, really. You know, quite closed body language, or it could be perceived as arrogance. People who sit back like this, you know, very cocksure of themselves. Or it could be that they're angry, you know. If I sat here like this, you're going to be like, why's she got a face on her? I'm here to listen to her, not the other way around. But yeah, it's easy when you know how. But I beg you to go and learn more because it's the best thing I ever learned. Like the best. Just as an example, I went to a conference. I didn't know the person doing the training. And I sat there. I never said a word, not one word spoken. And I was sat in the seat. And I was probably 5 or 6 rows back. So I wasn't very central in the front or anything like that. And I literally just used body language techniques. And by the break, he come out and asked me if I'd go for dinner. Just saying, it's that powerful. It's amazing. So body language is key. And although it's not about personalities, it's about understanding people, connecting with people in another way that isn't just signing up to a new coach, getting their secret sauce, understanding their framework, putting it into practice of a strategy. It's about real life skills, people skills, social skills. When you're thinking of the colors and you're thinking about how that can benefit your business, let me just give you this instance. For example, how can we work together? Now, I'm a salesperson. I run a business. If I didn't go into sales, why would I even have a business? So as much as this gives me the ick, and it really does, it's also my job. So I can't be embarrassed by it. But I'm going to give you an example using the colors on how I would word this to the right people. So if I had a yellow personality in front of me, a nurturer, a yellow personality, I would probably say, and I'm going to just use a random name, Sophie. I know you're really busy, and I get like, you know, you're helping so many people and what you do is amazing. But I was just wondering, not now, but when you get the chance, is there any way you would give me just 30 minutes? I would love to run something past you. It will benefit you because I'll give you some tools that you can go and help Aunt Betty and her 12 cats with. But it will really help Betty to like be able to like look after those cats and give those cats some extra years in their life. Who knows what it might do? But if I can have 30 minutes of your time, that would just give a ripple effect of everybody you know and love. And also for me, what I get out of it, I can just get an understanding on how you feel about it. How do you feel about a 30-minute mapping session? Is that going to help other people? Because if it helps you, it's going to help others. And obviously it's completely free, so there's nothing that you need to worry about it. Yeah. Or it might be, I have a red personality, and I'd say, Fred, I know you're busy. actually, I really respect you. I respect the work you do, your ethic, the fact you get things done. And that is vital in business. But right now, or not right now, when you've got time, can you schedule 30 minutes? We will go through a mapping session. You will get results from the day and an action plan in place. But for me, it will just give me an opportunity to practice something new that I'm putting together. And I'd really, really love your opinion. And I guarantee you they'll say yes. Then you've got a blue personality. And I'm going to just use me as an example. So if I had a phone call, it was like, hey, Keely, I hope you're well. Oh my God, did you see Love Island last week? Who knows? Or how was Butlin's IB for Weekender? Because they might have seen like my profile or whatever it may be, because you're starting off on a fun topic. Then I'd lead into, look, I don't know if you've got half an hour. We can meet face to face or on the phone, Zoom, whatever you would prefer. Grab a drink, whatever drink you want, Prosecco, wine, whatever takes your fancy, a cup of tea if you want. But have you got half an hour? I'd love to run through something with you. It'd be really fun, really like interactive and engaging. It's something I just want to practice. It's completely free, but we'll have a laugh on the way. How does that sound? When are you free? Tuesday, Thursday, daytime, evening? Magic, done. Or it might be a green personality. And I'd say, look, I've run out of names. Zoe. Hi, Zoe. I hope you're well. And I know you're really busy. I've just got a really big favor to ask. I've got some information, I've got some detail, I've been doing some research, and I'd really love to see the impact that this is going to have for my clients. However, I just don't know if I've got enough detail that's going to give people a complete understanding of what it is that I'm providing. And I know that you absolutely shine through on stuff like this, and you will be able to point me in the right direction. Now, it's completely free. A time whenever you want. It's just the two of us, so there's nobody else. It'll just give me an opportunity to expand and explore different options, and I'd really just value your opinion. When are you free? Daytime, evening, weekends, midweek? Great, thank you. Or it could be that you're in a sales position. So let's just say we're on a sales call and you're picking up on different personality points and interests and different things that people are saying. It could be that actually the actual sales content just flows naturally, because all of a sudden on that rapport, you're picking up different things they might be saying, things they've been up to outside of work, things they do for fun, what takes their interest, how do they do things? And you can just bring that into the conversation to know and understand what kind of personality they are and how that can support your business. Honestly, this stuff is mega, 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 mega. So yes, how can we work together? Quite frankly, I've just shared with you 4 times over that you can have a 30-minute mapping session with me where we can see if our missions align. And if you want to walk away feeling more confident with direction, absolutely, we can jump on a call. Or I do offer one-to-one private coaching sessions. To me, that is key because it's about you and you are unique. It doesn't matter about being in a group because your situation and their situation is going to be very different. It is a minimum of 6 sessions. They are absolutely flexible. You dictate to me, we book in whether you want it daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever works best for you. It's client-led with structure. We go through the MAP framework, but ultimately it is very client-led. Or I do offer a virtual VIP day. Now, this is probably more for those red personalities or blue, quite frankly, because they can be in person if we're near, but at the same time, a deep dive, immersive day or half day into your business. And it's not just half a day because we have a call before, we have a rundown after, a bit of a report as well that's going on. But a deep dive, I find when I have my coaching sessions myself personally, that golden nugget comes out in the last 10 minutes. Imagine getting that golden nugget and then having hours to really peel back the layers. Keep going, keep going. The most recent client of mine literally blew my mind with just wow, because she was just like, I didn't know what I was coming into. I didn't know what I wanted, but you found it for me. And I now know what I didn't know I needed to move forward. And actually hers is a little bit different because she's had some integrated sessions. And to see The power in that work, that deep dive has been phenomenal, amazing. So if any of those take your fancy, then please do get in touch. Come find me on Instagram and tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling, and let's get to work because the next level you isn't getting anywhere if you're just sat saying, that was a nice little masterclass. Thanks very much, Keely. And that is it. Because if things don't change, you don't change. And here is just a bit of an insight, a snippet into some of the feedback from my clients. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read it, but you can see from the VIP day, conversations really flowed easy. I started the day not knowing what I wanted or needed to work through. However, I got exactly what I needed. She felt motivated, confident, and well equipped. Always a plan, and absolute accountability. There is nothing worse than getting a coach that says, yeah, do that. That sounds great. And there's no accountability. Because to me, I then don't do it. And I lose my complete respect. That is not how I work. So, yes, it is something that I'm very, very passionate about. If anything, I become more of a mentor on all things life balance, success, and self mastery. If you don't have those three, you don't have a business. So that is my invitation to you. In summary, you can just see these things really do help you with everything. They help you with empathy, with relationships, effective communication, improved self-awareness. And I can't read the top one underneath, but you've got a greater understanding of the colors. You're going to understand the different things that are associated with it and help you with conflict resolution. So thank you very much. Feel free to find me on my website, get in touch, or by all means, jump over to Instagram. I am more coach. Jump into my DMs. Any questions, pop me a voice note. I'm always available for conversation. So I really thank you for this time, and I hope you've enjoyed learning about the colourful ways you can communicate with your clients. Thank you.